Welcome back, everybody. We have most of this completed already from the other day. This morning we are back on Twitch. We were real kicked the past week or two. Just trying out a new platform and seeing if we could grab some audience from over there. I think we're going to bounce back and forth between there and Twitch. Oh my. This just covers such a crazy large amount of space. Now, at the time of recording this, streaming, whatever, I did see in the news yesterday that two of the DLC packs are going to be delisted for this game. The Final Fantasy and the Tomb Raider. So I need to grab those. They're free. I just need to get them out of the Steam store before they're delisted completely. I guess the developers for this game had published this through Square. The sequel is fully self-published, apparently. Car Wash Simulator 2, but yeah, the first one here had a little help getting out on the market. So we'll definitely look into that. Well, I don't really know much about Final Fantasy, but you know, I'll grab it just to grab it. I doubt we'll ever do that stage since we've never really played that content on my stream before. I still need to figure out how we're going to do, and I know Tyler's probably pulling his hair out over this one, but I really want to play through Crystal Chronicles for you guys. It's just frustrating the way that it was re-released. They really did not do it right when they re-released it, for modern systems. But I'm gonna have to get him to sit down and focus on it regardless, and so we can get it done. It's a really fantastic game, but it's frustrating to get through without the original Game Boy Advance connection to the GameCube setup. We'll figure it out. We will figure that out. Bird hiding down in the cracks. I did manage to get to bed at a decent hour last night. Decent enough to be able to wake up this morning and be back on a normal human schedule. I didn't get to stream at all yesterday. I spent my entire day helping my family with various projects, moving furniture, cleaning, helping my sister she just remodeled from where she had some water damage and had to have some repairs done, and we were getting her set back up, and on top of all my normal everyday duties, cleaning, that kind of stuff. So Yesterday was one of those rare days where I actually ended up busy enough not to have any free time, except for like late at night, the wee hours of the morning. I was able to sit down and watch some more Primal. I'm on season 3, working my way through that. I saw they put up the last final 2 episodes of Smiling Friends. No real conclusion, but I think it'll be back one day. I don't think we've seen the last of the gang. Um, Interesting that they just killed it without even telling the creators that they were going to kill it, so that didn't have time to wrap it up properly. I hate when networks do that shit. Let the creatives have enough advance warning to be able to do their thing. But I think, yeah, Smiling Friends will probably end up being like Futurama, where even though it's been canceled for now, we'll see it again. We'll definitely do. They have something special with Smiling Friends. It's ridiculous, absurd, and we love it. So yeah, we'll see them again. So can I go back to my regular nozzle? No, that's still slow though. It's still better just to use the big boy nozzle. We didn't get too many people. I got a handful of followers over on Kick, but I really didn't have a lot of people in chat. Um, I just had my usual gang. Not really any newcomers over there. So, darn it. Oh no. This thing covers a lot of ground, but it just leaves too many little gaps. This is an insane amount of surface area, though. So, you know what else just dawned on me? I bet we have to do the side of this thing. Oh, that's gonna be stupid. Okay. What else? What else? Oh, in the Discord, I created a new channel, new thread for indie games. Something I should have done a long time ago. We should be discussing indie games, indie game developers. We should be shining a light on these guys, um, especially since like big AAA titles and studios are getting like ridiculous with the pricing and everything, which I get it. The cost of living, hyperinflation globally, everything's out of control. I fully understand. The cost of producing games has gone up exponentially. It's insane. But at the same time, people can't really afford the $70, $80 games every time you turn around. And if you ask anybody who claims to be a gamer, they're going to tell you that games are released faster than they can play them sometimes. Like when you're a gamer, when that's your hobby, your like your main hobby at least, you're kind of going from release to release to release, and you end up with a lot of games that you don't even really get around to because you're playing on stuff that's you bought 2 months ago. It can be a whole thing, but regardless, and aside from that, it is getting ridiculously expensive to keep buying all these AAA games. So people are really starting to turn an eye towards the indie scene, which the indie scene has been successful on its own for a while now. Um, I think I mentioned this the other day. All I've heard in the past handful of years is Silk Song, Silk Song, Silk Song, Silk Song, Silk Song. Thing is kind of at an angle. You gotta walk up it carefully. But yeah, I followed somebody on Facebook, I think, of all places. Um, that I'm gonna start getting indie news and information from. I also will probably look somebody up on Threads too when I get a chance. But yeah, this dude showed up in my recommended on Facebook, and he spotlights and highlights indie games. So I've added like 2 or 3 games to my Steam wish list. They're still in development, so I can't buy them at the moment. But it's interesting. I've followed 2 different bird games on Threads, I think. So yeah, interesting stuff out there. Interesting stuff. And of course, like I keep telling you guys, I didn't realize Power Wash was going to be such a large game. Kind of thought we would breeze through it real quick, like, and it turned into its own whole ass playthrough. Now hold up a minute. We get dirt on this part. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Did I have to hit this from this angle? I have another full day today. Well, I'm getting an early start today. Streaming in the morning. Because I have to do this stream, and then I have to mow the lawn. Then we have a Patreon stream to do today. And then even on top of that, later on this evening, we have a Minecraft stream planned. Get back on some good old Minecraft. Minecraft. This nozzle is crazy. Crazy strong, crazy strong, crazy strong. It's powerfully strong. Oh, look at you snapping too. Hmm. I'm fairly confident that we are going to have this done lickety split today, thanks to this nozzle being ridiculous. It's sweeping through it. And look at this. Imagine if we had this nozzle on the first job. I feel like we could power wash the world with this nozzle. Even if it does kind of leave streaks a little bit here and there, that's okay. The rain will get the rest. I didn't even do this pole over here. Lord. Now, I had my coffee this morning. That helps me, be alert for this stream. I'm still going to need to pop a mop if I'm going to do all that yard work today. Did you guys ever have to do yard work when you were younger, like a teenager? Your parents ever put you to work mowing the lawn, cutting the grass, however you want to say it? Me, not so much. I remember it being an on and off thing for me. Sometimes my dad would have me do it, and a lot of times he'd do it himself. And I always laughed at stuff like King of the Hill, Hank Hill taking such pride in his lawn care and stuff. But the older I get, the more I fully understand the dad lawn memes and stuff, and taking care of it and the joy of getting it done. And I don't know. When you're a kid, you're young and stupid and you don't really understand what's happening. But as an adult, I fully appreciate the whole aspect of having a yard to even be able to cut to begin with. In and of itself, that's like a whole thing. Being fortunate enough to own property that you can cut. It's something that I'm, extremely grateful for is that we have a place because a lot of people are struggling these days with the price of rent. And those memes that you see, you're one accident away from homelessness or whatever, or destitution, or all those memes, those are scary because they're true. This thing reaches pretty far, too. Pretty far. I was looking the other day at this post. Apparently, the savannah or the Sahara. Yeah, the Sahara. I think it's the Sahara Desert in northern Africa is creeping further south every year. So, in an attempt to kind of slow it or stop it, they've planted a tree line coast to coast, which I thought was pretty fascinating. Because here's the thing: like maps don't do it justice. The maps that we all grew up with in school, the little globe projections, the world maps that you see. No, 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 no. The proportions on those things are all horribly wrong. Africa is stupidly gigantic. Fucking gigantic. So it's no small task planting those trees. Lord, I didn't get the underside of this one either. We're almost 80% on this bad boy. So hit you from this angle again. I was worried this might take too long, but now we're cutting through it at a pretty good pace. I'm crouching. You gotta love the dings and the pink. 80%. Gary says it's all aliens. The cats are their recon units. The mayor himself. That is a conspiracy theory I never understood too. Like aliens coming to Earth to steal our resources. I don't know how to tell you this, but a planet's resources are kind of planetarily locked. I mean, the energy necessary to transport things like water off of a planet at any real scale that would matter defeats the purpose. You would be consuming more resources to move those resources than you would be gaining out of those resources. Does that make sense? Like, it's not as simple as like picking up a bowl of cereal off the counter and moving it to another counter. You know what I mean? Like, maybe mining for minerals and things that I might understand, but like Spaceballs, I know it's a comedy, but like stealing the oxygen from the earth, that's stupid. Um, Trying to get water off of the earth and transport it somewhere else, like it's the energy necessary to make that happen. You're defeating the purpose. I don't know. You could um, harvest life from Earth, native plants and animal species that might, that don't really exist anywhere else but Earth. Now that you could mine as a resource. But the material itself, like, we're going to come to Earth and chop down billions of trees and take it back to our home planet for the wood. That's silly. That's not how anything works. Harvesting the seeds to grow them on your own planet, that is actually a good idea. Although life kind of evolves based on its environment, so you'd have to make sure that you're recreating that same environment that they evolved in. And I just realized I can't bring a ladder or a stool up here, so I'm gonna have to do this a very particular way. Cutting through. Bam. 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 Now it's time for this part. Comma. Bam. I think that might be everything up top. I think we did it. I think we got everything up top. Except for our ladder. Even our ladder is still. Okay. We just literally need to work on you now. This is going to be a pain. I guess I can kind of reach to a certain extent here. It's not going to reach all the way out, though. That's the kicker. That will, though. So I guess we're using this big boy. Yep. Okay. Well, we can reach a little better. We'll just have to pick this thing up and move it around the whole perimeter of the satellite like we did when we were doing we were on the ground floor here. Oh, there. Okay. Hmm. I bet it's going to be that outside. I think it's going to be like the side on the outside is what's going to be the thing that screws us up the most. This was the part I was dreading. I need to hop up. Oh, I can't hop. My head is too close to the thing. Okay. All right. I'll move her now. Further down. About here. Perfect. Not perfect. I might have moved it too far. I moved it too far. Up and around we go. Up and around we go. Damn it. Because if I'm not close enough at this part, at this point, I was thinking about something the other day. I was watching one of those documentary, more like a reaction channel. Um, and I was learning about this YouTuber. And I won't name any names, but he basically he'll sit and play video games on stream, but he'll beg for money the whole time he does it, like nonstop. And if you're not constantly doing donos, he'll start sass mouthing you. He gets so sass mouthed and starts hurling insults, and it's like extremely off putting and embarrassing. And then I got to thinking about some of my early streams back in the day. And when I first started streaming, I put like a little timer to show how long the stream had been running. But I also put like a viewer count up there. And even back then, I thought, this is fun, but also feels a little tacky. And I was thinking, I'm so glad I never put up like a donation thing. Although I may have at some point did like a tip bar, or I may, well, come to think of it, I may have done a donation bar at one point. I don't know. But I was just sitting here thinking about that. And then I realized I wasn't talking. I was just kind of washing. I was like, oh, yeah, we're live. I should probably be talking. But I don't know. Everybody does things their own way, but this guy goes above and beyond annoying. It's like, are you just here to beg for money? Because you can like do that with a GoFundMe or something. You don't have to do it with video games. Because you saw what happened to me when I tried to monetize. Like, I did the Patreon thing for a couple of years, and then even after that, I started feeling like not guilty necessarily, but maybe a little bit guilty. With my Patreon, I ran it for a few years as like a profit thing where I kept the money, but I tried to use it mainly for buying stuff we needed to do the stream. But I think I ultimately just ended up like spending it on food and drinks most of the time. Um, just little purchases here and there because the Patreon only ever brought in a few dollars a month. It was never much, but even still, after a while, I started feeling, a little skeezy about it. So I switched it over to just doing the charity thing, which at the end of the day, I feel a lot better with that, with us doing things that way. But every day I learn about new YouTubers. And it's just crazy work, man. Crazy work. Couldn't be me. Won't be me. Get this sucker as close to the building as I can. Oh, am I still not close enough? Even with us being like right here, right up under it, still can't really reach too well. This is amazing. Yeah, like, look at that. Oh, this is the part that's leaning up, isn't it? Yep. That'll do it. Still can't jump though. Yay, that kind of works. Ugh, I might have to move it again. Back the way we came. Just to be able to reach that tiny little bit. Yep. 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 That'll be what I have to do. But first, let's go ahead and get the big spot that we can reach, shall we? I cannot, I'll be honest, I cannot wait to be out of these desert areas. Hit, hit. I really wish we could listen to music on this stream. That'd make this a hell of a lot more pleasant, you know, instead of just standing around listening to the sound of the breeze. I mean, don't get me wrong, nature's nice and all, but like a little gentle music would be nice. I don't know if they added music for Power Wash Sim 2. Doubt it. But then again, I've not seen any gameplay footage of it whatsoever, so I don't know. Ooh, I thought I jumped over the hedge. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Go bitch. That sounds so exasperated. It's because of the little nooks and crannies. I don't know how I'm meant to get some of these spots. How is there still dirt in there? Okay. I don't leave behind this much stuff. Lord. There we go. Oh, geez. Shoot. That's not what I meant to do. That is also not what I meant to do. Hmm. Did I actually? Yes, I can. I can get up here. Who's up here on the other side? Wait. I smell cleaning supplies. I'm the only one who cleans around here anymore, so that's weird. Yeah, it smells like pine sol, maybe? I don't know. Why am I smelling pine? Am I having a stroke? Am I smelling toast? Good Lord, the little impossible spots here and there, you know what I mean? I don't know how I'm expected to get that. Just move this. Now that's directly under. So if I can't reach from here, I don't know what they expect. I think I can more or less reach, at least to get the big spots. You motherfucker. Hmm. All right, careful. This is one of those few times where I actually would be happy if they're graceful with me and generous with the dings, because this is not the easiest thing to get up here and get. So cutting me a little slack here is actually appreciated, because I know that's like a running gag with this playthrough. Is like, oh, they didn't let me get the whole thing before they dinged it. Here, I'm cool with that. This has actually been a very difficult stage, just because reaching some spots has been so difficult. Damn it. I thought I was being clever. No, you got to go further than that. We made it to 98% though. Ooh, it took a whole other hour to do it though. I think we were, I think we definitely clocked in at over an hour the first time we were here the other day. This is about a 2 hour job, give or take. Okay. Let's see. Get up here with that falling down. Be a bit tricky. I'm surprised it hasn't given me this side yet. Okay. Oh, Lord. That is a big spot I missed. Shit. Damn, I have to move this. Unless I can. No. I got it. Ah. Now the fun part. Getting that bit that I can't reach. I gotta figure out how am I gonna do this. With this being my only ladder. Maybe. Maybe that's close enough. We'll see. Find out when we get to the top. Reached the top and had to stop, and that's what's bothering me. They say I want to be a man, then come and stroll right into town. Teach me the power, man's red flower, so I can be like you. Jungle Book, everybody. Oh, shooby-doo. I want to be like you. I want to walk like you, talk like you too. Hearsay is true. Someone like me can learn to be human too. I did see not too long ago Disney announced that they're going to go back to hand drawn animation and kind of give up on the clean tablet drawing. And I don't mean any offense to like tablet users out there. It's great and all, but like I can tell the difference between hand drawn animation and clean modern computer drawn animation. And I prefer the hand drawn stuff. No offense. Well, maybe some offense. I don't know. No, I guess no offense. I grew up on those old animated Disney movies, all the stacks of VHS tapes. And while I used to whine about Disney being like, oh, a major evil corporation, they all are. Every fucking corporation's evil. They're evil because they're a corporation. Secondary evil that comes after. Ooh. How am I gonna do this? I think we're gonna have to take this to the complete opposite side. Get it as smack dab up against the building as I can get it. And hope for the best. Oh, come on. Really? I can't reach. Like, this is as close as I can physically get. I can't get any closer. See something glowing green right there. Let's need to get over here. God damn it. I need your son of a bitch. This is what I'm trying to get to. Well, I know I saw green up there, but it just. It didn't type. Anything left up here? So we'll have to kind of do it this way. Control room. Yeah. Wow. I guess I did miss a little bit of dirt over here, huh? I got this wall. Oh, snap. All right, what else? Say, okay. Control room door frame. Really? Hatch. I knew it. I knew it. See, we were trying to wash that sucker a minute ago. Where's my way up? Tiny little door frame. That's what's holding us up. Tiny little door frame. Oh no, not like the rails. It says poles. I don't know if that's what it means. To climb up and see. Oh, it means these things. Okay. These aren't clean. Which ones did I miss? I clean now. 17 of 19. Okay. Nah. 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 Brr. Brr. Fall. Which one of your little bastards is it clean? It should be glowing, right? It's hard to tell because they're all white. This little booger right here. Yeah, yeah. Small ladder. Okay. I thought that ladder was unfinished. Yeah, look, there's dirt on the back. Okay. Really? At this point, I've hit you from every angle. Like you're clean. There we go. Ooh. Right. Receiver. Probably going to be the little tiny box at the top. Get up there. I kind of thought so. Hmm. Now hang on. I blasted this sucker from every angle. She is clean. Don't fight with me on this. You do not want to fight with me on these. Let's see. I was missing just a smidge. Just a smidge. Reflector undersized large panels. Does that mean what I think it means? No, it do. No. Okay. Okay. Which ones? Which one's got the boo boo? Sucky thing is, I can't tell what part. I don't know what part it's butthurt about. Hell of a job to be stuck on 99%, right? Just because of the difficulty to reach every nook and cranny of this thing. Now, I am to assume yeah, it's the outside part. And the same is probably the case for that one. Yep, I can see the dirt from down here on the ground. Yeah, that's a difficult tight spot. I think anybody can blame me for that one. Yeah. And maybe a little further down. This should be it. Damn it. I hate you. I go around the whole thing. Okay, to my knowledge, this is the last spot. We hit this, we're going home. Oh, Lord. How am I even going to reach it? Oh, shit. How do I reach it? Oh no. I'm gonna have to do jumps. Well, we got there. This might not have been the most exhilarating episode of all time, but you know what? We cleaned that giant ass satellite dish. I'm pretty proud of that. Pretty proud of that.